Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. Today we have some important stuff to talk about, so sit tight, and I recommend you all to subscribe to the channel because some really important XRP news is gonna be coming out over the next couple of days that you do not want to miss. And guys, make sure you understand, we are all one crypto family, and I hope that any one of these quotes that I sometimes share can just help one person out. That would be enough. Look at this one. When a person can't find a deep sense of meaning, they distract themselves with pleasure. Let that one sink in. All right, first of all, Mr. Intuitive shared over on Twitter. First of all, judge orders Hinman's deposition. Second of all, Hinman may have met with the Ethereum Foundation a week before and a little bit after the speech. And now all of a sudden that the deposition has been ordered, a Ethereum co-founder is leaving crypto because of personal safety reasons. Is this real life? And that's something he proposes here, just a question about what exactly is going on in there. Is there something they're trying to hide because Hinman has connection to these organizations and some deep little truths might be uncovered? Or has he left crypto because he finds it not safe? He basically told a story, I read this all yesterday already, that he basically travels around the world with a bodyguard already, but still he doesn't feel safe. It could also be that because he has this much money, he's a billionaire most likely, that he just doesn't feel comfortable being in such a high-risk business, cryptocurrency, with so much loss imminent for people, that somebody might just hate him for it or something along those lines. It's hard to say, but the coincidence is there, and it is something to definitely think about as well. Then, a sugar coat actually wrote down, the rich buy Lambos and the wealthy buy Hinmans and Claytons. Pretty funny, because to be honest with you, I think a lot of the people in crypto here actually have a goal of buying a Lambo. Let me know in the comment section. If you got rich off crypto, maybe you already are, maybe you aren't though, will you be buying a crazy luxurious car? Yes or no? Put it down in the comment section. It's a pretty funny thing to ask. I think most people will say yes. Some people say they'll get into real estate though. But a lot of the more wealthy individuals have been buying people, not again as in the old times, but I'm talking about buying people that have influence basically, or buying them over, kind of lobbying basically. Now, in this specific sense here, this deposition that we're going to get some hints of Monday and that it's actually going to be, done in about 10 days from now, is going to uncover a lot of truths as to whether or not these guys have actually been bought/manipulated to talk about Ethereum in a certain way. And that's going to be, to me, the most game-breaking or game-changing event in crypto for at least 2021. Maybe even the entire crypto realm here. This one little individual choice, whether or not William Hinman thought he was doing this for the good of people, or whether or not he was, tempted to do that, biased because of the Ethereum Foundation or what, that's going to be an extremely important choice because that will also determine how Ethereum was basically valued, what the SEC's morals were in all of this, how it all kind of bundles together, and whether or not they really are fraudsters. So there's still a chance he's not going to say anything during his deposition, but some of the guys in the live stream yesterday said that if he doesn't speak at all, that will really show a couple of signs towards the judge, because the judge basically, as far as we know now, is also quite interested in what exactly happened during that speech, and she most likely will aid Ripple in getting them some interesting discoverables. Right now, there's a big issue over what is privileged information. Privileged in this case meaning that Ripple cannot ask about it because this guy had a government role. And what it's not, the judge might intervene in that and help out. I think she's going to allow a lot of things to be asked, though, because she most likely also wants to get the picture a little bit better. And then, guys, there's a couple of things that you say about the competition that I keep talking about, all right? There's a 30,000 XRP competition that's going to be starting the 19th, but you still have until the 28th to sign up. Then you only have one day to really compete, though. But there's a couple of things. First of all, no, this is not a freaking rug pull operation like some people have been saying. No, it's not a risky investment scheme. Bybit is a really legitimate, one of the biggest crypto exchanges out there that I use every single day. And most crypto YouTubers that you know, the biggest ones out there, BitBoy, Crypto, the Mooncall, pick 'em, all the big ones, they all use the exact same platform. They basically have an option where if you are a big YouTuber, something along those lines, or an an influencer of some sort, you can actually host some competitions for your followers. And I got a 30,000 XP competition, which basically means you guys can win up to 30,000 XP in total, and I can also participate myself. So there's 10 people that are going to be winning some money, and I can actually be one of those 10 if I want to earn some money with that too. But how it works is you make an account with my link. You register now by having 300 XRP in your balance, and you actually have to transfer this balance over from your normal spot account into your derivatives account. Important little change. A lot of people ask me, I've registered, but it doesn't work. It says I don't have the XRP. You have to change from your spot to your derivatives wallet, which doesn't cost any money. It's not a on-chain type of transfer. It is just internal on Bybit itself. It's really simple, and you can always reverse it again. But that is what you have to do if you are wondering about that. Once more, the more people, the more we win, and there's no negative side to it. So join. Once more, pretty safe. It's just a crypto exchange like most of them. I've been using it for a very long time. I have a direct link, so if anything goes wrong, contact me. I don't think anything can go wrong, though, unless you really mess up yourself. There's a support. You can always ask those, and I think you'll be all right. So I just quickly want to make it clear. I see a couple of comments of people saying, oh, Dusty is talking about this, or blah, blah, blah. It's a good thing. If it wasn't a good thing, I would always tell you guys to be really cautious, and I wouldn't really promote shitty projects like that if I wasn't invested in it myself. In this specific case, it's not even an investment. It's just an exchange. So, all right. Then I saw this pretty fun video of kuggs, basically. You guys already know, right? He is or she or something like that, is basically the spearhead of a lot of these XRP 589 truth-seeking, dot-connecting theories, and I find it pretty amazing that there's such a cool video built. I mean, I gotta give it some credit where it's due. This is a really cool freaking video. Look at that, like walking on the moon, bearable guy 1, 2, 3. That's pretty damn. I mean, that's pretty impressive. I wouldn't know exactly how to make that. So, I mean, I gotta give it to them. That's pretty damn cool. At least I found it. I'm not sure if this video has been made like 5 years ago and all of a sudden just restranded now, but I saw it and I was pretty amazed. So, gotta give him some credit where it's due. So, it's a pretty cool video. Then XRP Thor. Biggest letdown of 2021 is Gary Gensler. This is actually a pretty interesting statement. Guys, please don't put your trust in certain individuals that are promised to make such big changes. I think you guys know with politics already. If there's one person that's going to be making the biggest of changes, most of the time it's a little bit of a letdown. A lot of us thought that Gary Gensler was going to be this big change to the crypto space, the guy who wants to set his name for being the spearhead of crypto regulations, but it turns out he really doesn't do too much, and he really isn't the big guy to do anything. He might change, he might actually put his name on it eventually, but as it currently stands, he's not the real savior of XRP. He's actually more of a guy who sides with the, I guess, the SEC, the organization that he's working for, logically speaking, though, and he's not really been that good. Any other person that's going to come at the SEC's office in the future, most likely going to be the exact same scenario. It's not as easy as you might think to just change the entire SEC around. Obviously, he has guidelines, obviously he has rules, and obviously he has a career. He's not going to all of a sudden say, you know what, SEC, whatever you guys have been doing to get money into your commission, let's change that around, let's be fair. Theoretically speaking, if he were to do that, he'd become kind of a whistleblower, if you think about it. So, no. All right, don't expect too much of these people joining these high up ranks. Don't expect it, and then you're going to be good. In this specific case here, though, Gary Gensler hasn't done anything bad for the crypto space yet, so I'm still standing with him, but he at least hasn't done anything particularly spectacular. Then Mayor Scott Conger. Why do we accept inflation? Why don't we demand more from our federal government? 6.3% in 2 years, 172.8% in my lifetime. Every year our dollar is worth less. There's no rebound. There's only one fix for this. Hashtag Bitcoin. And I found that pretty interesting. So official Twitter for the 35th mayor of City of Jackson, Tennessee. I'm not sure, guys. I'm not from America. I have no idea. But I'm not even sure how big the city would be, but the attention it garnered was quite significant. So I assumed he plays a significant role. Specifically coming from a mayor like that, I think that's a pretty new thing. We don't really see that too often. Looking at those followers as well, it's not a really big community maybe, but the attention was quite significant, and it's a good thing because a lot of the guys higher up know they can get more votes and more attention this way, so they do it. But from a different perspective, they're also right in whatever they claim. That inflation is pretty stupid, even though it is necessary in a system. You can't really The entire economy is based upon inflation. It's just about the degree of inflation and about the rest of the world basically coming along with that inflation too. Now, you might say inflation is one of the worst things out there. It's really not. Again, it was designed to be this way. Getting rid of inflation would have a lot of negative consequences for your entire economy, would not be too juicy, unless you revamp the entire economy, which, again, could only happen through an entirely new means, like, for example, Bitcoin or any of the sort, because it's basically an inflation hedge, and if that piece by piece takes over, it could work. Then again, in a central bank-led system, it just doesn't. No inflation is a really, really difficult system, and I wouldn't exactly know how to build one without any inflation whatsoever, because it's also one of the easiest monetary, or I guess one of the easiest policies. Let's just put it like that. Inflation is really simple and often a really easy cure to a lot of different things. So it's difficult, but he has a point that it's maybe out of bounds. 2% a year should be kind of the max for it. 6.3% in 2 years, though. 170% in like a couple of maybe like 40 years. It's pretty significant. All right, then John Deaton, a simple example to show the true difference between a currency and a security, and this one is one you should take to heart. If there's a company, for example, Linkto, where you can actually, invest in certain companies through them, they're basically this company that lets you invest into private companies, which is rather interesting. I believe you can actually also maybe invest into Ripple through them. Linkto sells shares of Ripple stock, and you can link your Uphold Inc. wallet to your Linkto account and use your XRP to buy the actual shares of Ripple. XRP is the currency or the dollars that buys the security. And one thing I actually have been thinking about for such a long while is that I probably don't fully understand the meaning of a security. Why? Hear me out. If this quote-unquote security is what you use to buy other things and it literally has a purpose and you can build other things on top of the security, then what exactly does a security mean? I mean, I know I've seen the Howey test before and I know what usually constitutes as a security, but with XRP, it's so difficult because are you going to just say, oh, it's just blatantly said an investment contract? Well, I mean, an investment contract is such a broad little sentence. Is the dollar an investment contract? I mean, kinda, right? I mean, yeah, it's a currency, but it's kind of the same investment contract as XRP, I guess, right? Exactly the US dollar. And every currency for that matter has almost the same type of premise. And every cryptocurrency for that matter is the same type of premise too, of being an investment contract to some degree. Because you're basically partially invested both. Depends on how you view it. An investment contract, you basically buy something which is led by a foundation or an entity or multiple different parties though, and you all have kind of the same common goal of using that specific thing. I'm not necessarily talking about the value going up, it being a really net positive investment, but I'm talking about a utilization investment basically, that you're putting your money to something which everybody's going to use or something along those lines. It's like, how is XRP that different from normal currencies and from Bitcoin? I find it difficult to say because you can obviously see the difference between XRP and Ripple stock and almost any stock for that matter because, well, it's literally liquid. It's literally currency. You can use it to buy stuff and you can't really say, oh, you know what? Those 3 apples, let me pay with a 1.78 Ripple stock, please. That's odd, right? And XRP is literally meant to be paid with. Is it the main purpose of it? Debatable. It's mostly for cross-border payments, but even then, yeah, I want to send 3 Ripple stock to my friend across the world, please. That's also odd, right? Will it be able to be done? Pretty sure, yeah. Eventually, it will be able to be done, which is also a strange thing in my opinion. Like, why can't you send stocks to other people as a gift, like in a simple manner? Right now, it's pretty difficult to send some other people some stocks. It's a lot easier to send them money so they buy the stocks themselves. I think that should change in time as well. But the idea, as it currently stands, is that even that on its own is something which is going to really significantly change the definition of a security, right? I mean, if the purpose of stocks becomes different, if sending stocks around the world becomes a lot easier, like for example, like I just explained, if you can send Ripple stock or any stock for that matter to your friends and you can pay with stocks in other areas because, well, they might want to have it and there's a whole ecosystem built for it, yeah, the definition might change a little bit as well. Then again, you can still not build on top of a Ripple stock piece, and on the XRP ledger where XRP is hosted, you can. So that might, I guess be the big differing party, but you guys get the picture, right? XRP is a currency. We all see it that way. It's only the SEC. Then again, in most countries out there, UK, UAE, Japan, they're already starting to see that XRP is actually a currency or at least a utility token. It's going to take some time though for the US to recognize it, but you know what? We have time. We have time. So yeah, guys, make sure you check out the Bybit Competition. The link is down below, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. See you guys again in another one pretty soon, and take care. If you already had a Bybit account, by the way, it doesn't cost you any money to enter. All you have to do is just kind of transfer it over really quickly to your derivatives account. But I kind of believe you already had it in your derivatives account. Most people have it there, at least I do. But yeah, that was it.